Hello and welcome. We are back. It's happening all over again. It's Doddie Aid time, and we cannot wait for the kickoff on January the 1st as you stumble home, as you do that walk of shame from whatever it was that you were at Hogmanay, or if you're doing a Gay Gordon's or an Aitchison reel, you can rack it all up and add it to your totals because Doddie Aid is here midnight on the 1st of January, and we are absolutely buzzing for it. Please sign up. The QR code up in the corner up here. Scan it and get involved. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, your teammates, your clubmates, family, whoever it is, get them involved in Doddie Aid because we need you. There is lots to do and lots to reflect on, but how do you start Doddie Aid? The same way we've always started, with a chat. The father, the man who made it all happen, the man who, I don't know what he did. It was like the Immaculate Conception. It just arrived, and then he delivered to everyone. He went out to spread the word, the one and the only, our Captain Fantastic, Mr. Rob Wainwright. Hello, sir. How are you?
Very good. I'm in the wrong snood. I've started off on a bad note. I'm on a 2025 snood, but that's the post on call. Christmas post to the Isles is always tricky. So, but I know very well, and looking forward to another Doddie Aid that time of year. Again, a time where a new community gets set up for 5 weeks. We take a bit more exercise, burn off the Christmas excesses, and hopefully raise a lot of money to try and find solutions to the awful disease that we are so familiar with now, MND.
Yeah, it's just it just keeps hitting us between the eyes, doesn't it? And then this comes along and gives us a fair bit of hope and brings us all together again. We were chatting a while ago about the origins of Doddie Aid, and you and your crew dreaming it up and where it all started. Take us back to that Immaculate Conception.
Well, when he first came out with the news, we had a match over in Italy in 2018, and we thought we'd have a wee march. So, we were wondering what to do. And Ian Fraser, my kind of partner in crime, who's the son of one of my neighbours on call, but now he's all grown up. He's not the son. He's now kind of our age. But
I just contest he's not grown up. He's just got older.
No, he hasn't grown up. But have any of us, particularly us two, Bruce, I think we can say, a young at heart. But he said, why don't we have a march from the centre of Rome over? And kind of the idea kind of grew on us. And so we organised the march. We asked Logan Sports Marketing to get some headbands. So they got some headbands. And we thought maybe there might not be enough headbands. So Ian went and spoke with the Cycle Jersey Company. This was something we didn't even know, who are now have been a big partner of My Name's Doddie Foundation for years now, and produced this, which was the first snood. And maybe I would put more light on it by backlighting, or maybe not. Anyway, this was the first ever snood. And snoods became very useful. Obviously, the timing was good with lockdown. Snoods became a useful thing, and since then, snoods have always been there. And lockdown obviously helped us birth Doddie Aid, and it was a huge distraction during a time when we were all stuck at home, and it was a huge amount of fun. And I have to pinpoint the Doddie Aid wrap-up dinner party as being one of the craziest events I've ever been involved in, which was absolutely wonderful, where we were being cooked for by Dougie Vipon and Nick Nairn, weren't we, from their respective living rooms, or were they allowed to meet out in the garden? Maybe they were allowed to meet out in the garden because they cooked outside.
That was genius. That was absolute genius. And I think was Hamish not cooking with Doddie and Kathy sitting just willing them to finish.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty good curry. I made the chapatas actually. That was a new skill I got. But it was absolutely chapatas or chapatis, isn't it? Anyway, it was bread, unleavened bread. It was that was fantastic. And then obviously we've been doing it over the years. We've moved from the old district championship to internationals. This year we've got the four home nations plus the rest of the world. A few changes in that it's not the most miles in the winning team. It's the most miles per competitor. And under that ruling, England would have beaten us last year. So
I like that we've not awarded England. We've told them that look what you could have won, bullseye style. Look what you could have won last year, but this year we're up in the game. So it's distance per person. So we need everybody to contribute something, and no doubt there will be people like you that will carry people like me by doing 50 miles on your bike.
Well, one of the great things about Doddie Aid is it doesn't matter what your poison is in terms of your exercise, and it's about people getting involved. Whether it's the dog walkers were the backbone of Doddie Aid over the last few years. Huge numbers of dog walkers who maybe don't get the miles that an indoor static bike cyclist does, which is my particular poison at this time of year. And so I log a ridiculous amount of miles, but I think in the future we're looking at a Doddie mile. It's not there this year, but the Doddie mile will be weighted so that the dog walkers, a standard dog walk and a standard cycle ride will yield the same mileage. But that's not there yet, so I shouldn't really be talking about that.
The maths would hurt my brain. That's too much for
algorithms.
My brain.
Algorithms, Bruce. Algorithms.
let AI do it for you. Does anybody else thank AI for giving that? Is it just me that does that? We've got 5,000 sign-ups, but we need some more.
We definitely need some more, and we joke about the fun side of things because that's the way Doddie was, and even in the worst of circumstances, he had a smile and a joke. But if we look at where we are compared with, I was looking at this Snud from March 2018. That's almost 8 years ago now, and have things changed for the end sufferer of MND? No, they have not. There is no new treatment unless there's a very small echelon of people who have a hereditary version of MND that there's been real progress there. But other than that, no change in the circumstances. And over the events we've done, over the cycle rides we've done, the number of sufferers we've met, sometimes we've met them early on when they're not too debilitated. Sometimes we're talking to them later in the course of their disease through eye movement activated printouts on the computer, and we've lost so many of them. And the key message is that we are making progress in the science, but we need to keep funding that science so that they can take it forward. Drug trials, testing out radical new ideas that might make a breakthrough in gene therapy, in stem cell therapy. There's those two, and drug repurposing trials are the main areas I'm aware of. And we just don't know when, round the corner, we're going to find the solution. We're going to find a big breakthrough that's going to make a material difference to people when they get this diagnosis. And the other thing I should mention is early diagnosis. If we can hit early diagnosis and then give a drug combination that slows down the progression of the disease, we are radically changing the outlook for people that suffer from the disease. So that's the serious side of it. That's what it's all about. So if you are watching this, please get signed up. Doddie Aid is a community event, and community, it's a created community, and it's a community that comes out of the rural community up in Scotland that I'm in, the rugby community in Scotland, and in all the other countries. And through that, we've created this kind of mega community, and it's all about degrees of separation. If you tell somebody and he tells someone else, 2 degrees separation, and that someone else then does the same, and you get growth, you get viral growth. And that's what we want, is we want people out there recruiting their friends, their workmates, having a bit of fun with them, setting leagues up. That's the key thing, having a bit of competition with your mates, your family, or your work colleagues, and just pushing a bit of exercise through January. But it's not just about the exercise, it's about the fundraising, and particularly it's about the community side of things and spreading the word.
Do you know, you talk about the community side of things, and you'll have many stories, and we've done some pretty interesting things. We've been at events where we've bumped into people, and like you say, that 2 degrees of separation in the world we live in, it's pretty small. When we were doing the cycle to Rome on the day that we left Murrayfield, and you were there, the people that came that day to see a group of cyclists and drivers off, but to have Dr. Tom and his staff from the lab, shut the lab for the day to come and support.
Yeah.
And we need them to obviously do the research, but they need us to raise the funds, basically, but also everybody to raise the awareness. And when you come together for, you've done live events, you've done online things. We've got the Zwift on Sundays that we'll talk about. But has there been a moment where, you and I stood in the piazza in Italy get donations for the headbands? Like, we've done some crazy stuff. Has there been a moment that, or are there moments that particularly stick out for you?
I think the one you described, and anyone that was there, it was just an extraordinary thing. We'd changed the format of the bike ride. We weren't all kind of running in parallel. It was just, the rules were, see you, was it 5:30 or 6 o'clock? 5:30 for
5 p.m. Piazza Navona.
5 p.m. Piazza Navona for a pint. So basically, all these teams that we hadn't seen people. We'd started in Aubin. Other people had started. Everyone started where they want to, and we'd all started to. We began to see teams as we were heading through the south of France. Briefly, and then we all met up. And my particular team, I had an awful error with map reading, and our route went all wrong, and we ended up coming through a farm on the north side of Rome on our fancy bikes, anyway, we made it to just outside Piazza Navona, and everyone was there, and we didn't know what was around the corner. No one had gone and looked. And we sent, team after team went through, and then eventually we were the last to go through, and to come round, and you would have witnessed that, come round the corner, and there's no point in trying to say how many thousand people were there. It was just a huge, huge throng of people, all joined, in a very positive purpose, and just the whole spirit of the thing was summarized in that, and hugely emotional. Working your way through, it was like going up Outdo Us, but flat, with the crowd right in as you were trying to cycle in, and it was extraordinary. And I think that obviously there was a particular Scottish community, but the next day we got the Italians involved. The Italian police were helping us sell headbands, weren't they? And the Italians that were at the game were helping us, and it is about community, and everything we do, it's not about famous people, it's not about big names, it's about everyone coming together on a common cause. And if we can motivate people, if we can encourage people and inspire people to come and help us and do this thing, and it's fun, that's the main thing. It's not a big cost to them. It's £20 to join Doddie Aid. That's all it is. Just come along, take some exercise, spread the word, sign up your friends, come and join the big family that is Doddie Aid, and let's see if we can get big numbers signed up, and then you're on big money. You're up, if you get enough people, I can't remember the maths now, but I think it's if we get 50,000 people, that's £1 million in sign up. So aim big, always aim big, and let's get the word out there. At the moment, Scotland are a wee bit ahead on recruitment, which is only natural. So we need to push it out into the provinces. I'm not sure that Ireland, England and Wales would like to be known as the provinces, but I may have lost my audience there already. But and beyond, the rest of the world team, let's spread the word. Get our friends all around the world, all around Britain and Ireland to sign up.
I love it. When you hark back to Italy, there's two things about that moment of coming into the piazza, because the crowd did close in, so it was single file. And I'd been in the piazza in the morning, and I thought, oh, this will be great. If if there's a couple hundred people here, that'll be amazing. And like you say, it was. I hate to think how many people were there, but the thing I loved about that closing in was it meant everybody got the same adulation, everybody got the same reception, whether you were somebody that had known Doddie for a long time and had raised thousands, or if you just got on your bike for that one event. And then the generosity of people who were going into, they'd already paid to go to Italy, bought a headband, done all the, and then they were still donating and putting cash in, and it just swept everybody along. It was such an incredible thing. I mean, the way you have galvanized people to do ridiculous things, Mr. Wainwright, is I would take my hat off if I didn't have my headphones on. You're an inspiration. Speaking of inspiration, we've had a lot of people through the years who have helped make Doddie Aid happen. And Morven, who was somebody like yourself who gathered people together and really galvanized the North and Midlands of Scotland. Morven, tip of the hat. She's not involved, but what a contribution she's made. Richard Ellis, who is relentless with his bike and his camera, and Mark and Steph down in Wales, and there's lots of others, the digital volunteers who are helping to put stuff out, do stuff on social media.
Sean behind the scenes today, Sean
pushing the buttons and pulling the strings. So many people doing so many things, and then we've got our captains this year, and of course Doddie's boy has taken on the mantle as Scotland captain. I'm not sure whether to be scared or excited.
I think the build-up's been brilliant this year, and it's great to see Hamish there. He might have to take some exercise other than just running up and down the wing or playing a wee bit of rugby. But
beers.
Exactly. So he's talking the right game, and it's fantastic to see him. What an honour to have Sir John Kerwin as well, who is obviously a massive name from rugby and what he's done beyond in terms of mental health, and one mustn't forget that Doddie Aid is a fantastic way to look after your mental and physical health, and obviously it concentrates on the physical health, but secondary to that, taking exercise is good for the mental health, full stop, but being part of the family, the Doddie Aid family, is good for the mental health too, and it just giving people common history and something to identify with each other. It just seems such a small thing, but it makes such a big difference to people who are feeling isolated. And we come across it a lot out in the countryside, where there's a lot of people who can get very isolated. But having something like this that's acceptable to that anyone can get involved with, all you need is, I think you need a mobile phone. I'm not even sure about that. Bruce, do you need a mobile phone? I think you can log your miles on a PC, can't you? I think you probably can.
I think you need the app, and you can get the app on whatever. But it is
it's a web app.
It's straightforward. It's 20 quid, like you say. You download it and you go and you log what you log, and there's some little challenges on there to keep you going along the way, so you can pick up little prizes along the way. The QR code's up there in the corner, so scan it and get involved. Our other skippers this year, Laura Jane Jones is back for Wales, TV presenter, and she's been on it and been a great supporter before she was formally involved. Adele McMahon, our Ireland captain, after playing in the World Cup in what was an incredible tournament in the summer for Ireland. And we've got a new signing. We've got Archie Curzon for England, who I think is going to give us all a run for our money in a bit of chat.
We look forward to that, because I gather that Archie Curzon's he's a character. That isn't actually his name. Is that right? That's what we think. We're not 100% sure, but we're very much looking forward to hearing a lot from the influencer, the social media character that is. Yes, exactly.
I'm wondering, you would be able to claim CEO of Call, surely.
Oh God, comments like that in a small community get in a lot of trouble. So I'm just a member of the community. Nobody gets up themselves out in small communities. Everyone's part of the community, not above it.
Yeah, so, I like it. Well played, well dealt with. Very political.
Yeah, we go. And I have to just one other thing to mention. Obviously, one of the other things we do is what we have been doing is the Chris Hoy coffee and cake rides on Zwift on a Sunday morning. Obviously, Chris is his illness has been very well publicised over the last year or two, but he's now let everyone know that he's had a terrible bike crash and broken his leg. So we've got no Chris. But the rides go on, and we've got OJ Borge leading the first one, Radio 2 DJ, who's getting his dad jokes. Chris's thing is telling dad jokes, which whatever a dad joke is, it doesn't have to be bad. It's just a dad joke. That's what. And think Tim Vine, but Chris is brilliant at doing them. So OJ's gathering dad jokes off from his listeners on his show. And if you want to stand up, we've got a new strip this year. Is that the quartered shirt you're wearing there? Is it? If you stand up a bit, has it got green? Yeah, yes,
rugby.
Yeah, that is the new Zwift outfit, and it may well be that the Triple Crown ride, this year's ride over to Dublin in March, may have something similar. I wouldn't like to say for sure. But you have the 4 countries involved with the Triple Crown.
Yeah, so. Ellis Rugby are more great supporters of the foundation, and their stash is top quality. Love it. Oh, Rob, you've done a phenomenal job. You've pretty much ticked off everything we were told to talk about.
Haven't we done well?
That's impressive. We're also going to have live shows every Wednesday, and we're lining up people to chat to various from World of Rugby, obviously, friends of Doddie, supporters, captains, people suffering with MND, family members to tell their stories, some of the science, so that we can keep updated with that. Although you did a sterling job at the start of this chat, so well played. You're keeping up to date with everything. So there's loads going on for us in January. Rob, this means a lot to us both, and we've been involved. You got in touch way back to say, what are we going to do and how are we going to do it? And we all came up with ideas. When you think back to Doddie Aid, it was just a small band of lunatics coming up with various suggestions. We pretty much said yes to everything, and here we are in, getting ready for 2026 to kick off. Give us that rallying call. You've done a sterling job so far, but that QR code's up in the corner. We want to spread the word. Go for it. The floor is yours, my man.
Well, first of all, I've still got to think what the crazy video challenge is going to be this year. See what Mr. Fraser and I can come up with. We've done just about everything stupid we can do on call, but please get involved. It's my job is easy. I set structures that people can do things in terms of the Triple Crown ride we're doing later in March, and in setting up Doddie Aid with Ian Fraser and the foundation. But really, it's Doddie's name that opens the doors and gets people listening. And if you are listening, please don't just, switch off at the end and walk away. There's a wee QR code up the top there. Just scan it, get signed up. £20, you get yourself a snood as ever, and you will become part of a fantastic community. You will take some exercise through January, the first 5 weeks of the year, which will be good for your physical health. You will take some exercise in January, and it will be good for your mental health, and you will be part of a fantastic community. And it's a win-win situation, because the money that we raise then goes to fund science to find solutions to MND. We're not there yet. We need to keep fundraising. Sadly, I wish it was all over. I wish we were at end game and MND had been cured, but it hasn't. We still need to keep fundraising, and any money that you can donate, just signing up, paying your £20 is helping us in that battle. Please sign up.
Good job, Rob Wainwright. You are an absolute star. Rob, it's always a pleasure. I love speaking to you. Hopefully we'll see each other in the flesh, and we'll not be in this little box for long. But thank you, Commander and Chief. It has been great to see you. Look after yourself, and I'm a little bit worried about how you up your game with these videos with you and your sidekick. I don't know. Is it going to be paragliding with your bare backside hanging out? Is it going to be who knows?
We have no paragliding facilities here, sadly, but we could try and make some. Well,
I was going to say, there you go. There you go.
And,
Here's what I made earlier.
And my final thank you, without blowing too much smoke, Bruce, is thank you for all you do. And it's all about people stepping up and helping out. And and I know that the name Doddie Weir opens doors, and certainly, in terms of our relationship, that's the way it's been. And we're very grateful for all you do to promote the foundation and promote the cause, particularly for Doddie Aid.
You're a gentleman, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Rob. Have a great new year. We'll see you in 2026.
Cheers.
How good is he? The commander-in-chief, he just would pay money to dance around inside that head and find out what's going on and what he's got planned. I don't know. There's a little bit of me scared, but I'm also massively intrigued. Folks, this is us. We're kicking it off. Doddie Aid 2026. Please get involved. Tell everyone. Put it on your social media. Tell people when you go for a walk. Tell everybody when you're out on Hogmanay, or if you're in England on December the 31st. Tell everyone. Tell the people down at the rugby club. Tell people that you're standing next to in the queue, the supermarket. Just go for it. Get involved. It's 20 quid. Times are tough. I know that. 20 quid will go a long way. As you heard, we're not there yet, but we're making a dent. And we're putting that money towards finding solutions, was the way Rob put it. We want to find treatments. We want to ultimately find the prevention and the cure for this thing called motor neuron disease. You and I are part of this MND community. So let's come together and let's do it. Let's have a right good time, because Doddie wanted us to do things that was fun and with love. And then we're going to make a difference. So get involved. We'll smile, we'll laugh, we'll probably cry too. We're going to hear from great people. We're going to stick together. We're going to support each other, and we're going to make some pennies. We're going to raise awareness, and we're going to make this MND community really work for us. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday nights for the live show. Tune in for the Zwift if you can on Sunday with OJ Board on the 4th to kick off the first one, and then there's more to come. There will be loads of activities. Stay tuned, download the app, get your snood, and let's go for it. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Bruce Aitchison, and I get to see you again every Wednesday for Doddie Aid. Let's go.